It's time now for a little trip back in time with Elizabeth Laval, president of the Fresno County Historical Society. Elizabeth joins us every month for a look back at history and a look to the future while we create and preserve history right now. And you're joining us today with some exciting news about the future of the Fresno County Historical Society, the archives.
The archives.
So what's happening with the archives?
Well, we are closing today on a building that we will finally, after 104 years, be able to share the archives with the community.
So exciting.
We are so thrilled.
So what's the vision for this building?
It's going to be a combination of the Library of Congress and the Smithsonian.
Okay.
So you'll be able to come in and see rotating exhibits and really enjoy some of the archival materials that we have that we never get to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talked about this in the Grapevine.
Yes.
You put a couple of items, a couple of pictures of some items in
Yes.
the archive in the newsletter. What is actually in the archive?
Oh my gosh, everything you can imagine, from photos to diaries of crossing the plains to, every kind of furniture and clothing. And so this is the thing, is, one of the things that's always been said about this society is we give you things, but no one gets to see them.
Yeah.
So we've been working really hard as a board to find a building. It happens to be a historical building too.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to preserve that. And we're going to have a press conference this week, and people are going to be able to take a tour and enjoy it. And it'll take us a while to move.
Sure.
We're going to do it in an organized manner. And of course, it has to be archivally sound.
Yes.
And we have to get the humidity right and all of that sort of thing. But it'll be not just for now, but for the future as well.
It's so exciting because as, one of these Western states, our history just isn't that long.
That's right.
It's not like going to places on the East Coast.
Sure.
And so we really need people to be really focused about preserving the history
Yes.
and showing it to people so that we understand it. But that doesn't mean that you're leaving Kearney Mansion.
Oh, no, of course not.
So tons of events happening. What's
Yes.
coming up?
Well, we have our history happy hours coming up, and then our country fair. So the first 3 days of the country fair, it's time travelers.
Yes.
We have over 8,000 children, school children, that'll be coming. But on that Saturday, October 21st, public can come. They can learn to make butter, gold pans, see the Buffalo Soldiers. Really, what's different about this than any other event is you're learning about the history of this county.
It's almost like, I don't want to compare it to anything, but it's almost like going to a Renaissance fair where the people are acting out history, but of our
history.
our own county.
You'll meet M. Theo Kearney and Minna Eshelman, who was the first dairy woman here in the valley. And it's really going to be fun.
That is super fun.
Big games.
You also have the Kearney Mystery
Dinners.
That's always super popular.
It is.
That needs no advertising at all.
Well, Friday and Saturday are already sold out. But there's still Thursday and Sunday and the matinee on Saturday.
That always looks like a great time. But what I'm really interested in, too, is the livestock, lumber, and beer. What is that?
So this Saturday, and there's still tickets available. You can go to the website. It's our ag tour for October, and we are going to see some things we haven't done before. We usually finish up at a winery, but this time we're finishing up at a brewery because it's October.
Yes, at Full Circle Brewery in downtown, right?
Yes, and look at this. We're going to see some lumber. People have no idea what happens to logs when they come down from the valley. It's just going to be our great ag tour. Tickets are still available, but get on there really quickly because the bus will sell out.
Okay, we will have all the information online about all of the events happening, the time travelers, the ag tour, all the stuff that's happening. Also, ways that people can learn about what they're doing is reading the Grapevine newsletter.
Yes.
And this week, in your Roots of the Valley, you talked about the Fresno Hotel.
Well, it's been in the news because people actually can make reservations now to go back and live there. And so we thought we'd give you a little history. This is the Hotel Fresno was finished around 1913. And some of the photos that we have, I mean, look how gorgeous that lobby was.
It's very grand.
Yes.
Look at these bellboys.
Real bellboys and all of this. It was known as the most popular hotel in the region for sure. And so many people appeared there. Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. This is a suffragette convention before women had the right to vote. They came to Fresno Hotel and they were able to have a convention.
That's
very
incredible.
First one.
And so
now this is the renovation, and they used a lot of our photos to try and put it back as closely as they could.
Still really grand.
Beautiful.
I'm glad that they were able to sort of renovate with a picture.
Yes.
To try to match the style.
That's right. And it looks so similar. We're very excited about that.
I know. I'm excited to see it too. And also the ways that people can support the Fresno County Historical Society and all the things that you do is by becoming a member.
You can be a member. You can sign up for our newsletter without being a member. But we really need members now, especially as we get this archive going.
Yeah.
The building is paid for. It's wonderful, but we're going to have to really make it, we want to make it spectacular, rotating exhibits, the gallery, and it'll be open for Art Hop eventually, and may even have its own little bar.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so that is a hint of news to come.
Yes, that's right.
When you make the announcement
later
on this week. All right, well, I am excited. I'm so excited to have something like this in Fresno County to be able to bring people to the Central Valley, especially Californians, to show them, you know, what our history is all about.
I know.
Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Emily.
Until next time.
Yes.
Coming up here, we're getting wild on set with Reptile Ron. How he's introducing the valley to some of the world's most exotic animals. That's next.